Hi, I'm Elise and welcome to Witch Way. Today's witch lore review is the 1970s horror Mark of the Witch.
Mark of the Witch.
This little horror film was released in 1970 and was directed by Tom Moore. It stars Anitra Walsh as Jill Littleton, Robert Elston as Mac Stewart, and Darren Wells as Alan. Mark of the Witch is set in a college town. Professor McIntyre Stewart has the students study the psychology of superstition. One of these students, Jill Littleton, finds an old book of enchantments and brings it to a gathering, hoping they can all do some real black magic. She gets her wish. She is now possessed by the spirit of a witch who was executed over 300 years ago. How will Alan and Mac help Jill escape the witch's grasp, or will they too fall prey to her devilish plans? This film is the earliest so far that I have reviewed, and to my surprise actually contained quite a bit of witch lore. A song is sung over the opening sequence.
Black lucky hammer it, rowan tree in red thread.
This is actually an old Scottish rhyme charm against witches, and shortly after this we see Alan purchasing some modern day books on witchcraft.
The Diary of a Witch.
This is the actual book seen here, Diary of a Witch, written by Sybil Leek in 1968.
The Truth About Witchcraft.
This could possibly be The Truth About Witchcraft, written by Hans Holzer in 1969, and later on at a party we see a book of palmistry by Henry Firth. Palmistry being the form of divination using the lines on a person's hand. Also at the party is someone trying to read tarot cards, apparently just by flipping through them and choosing which one she likes best. Finally, Jill rocks up with an old book and wants to try summoning some witches. In the incantation they use, they actually call forth some names.
Artemis, Diana.
These are essentially naming the same goddess, Artemis being the Greek name and Diana the Roman equivalent. Diana or Artemis has long been associated with witches.
Arianrhod.
Arianrhod is a goddess from Welsh mythology, but of course, later on in the film, the witch summons demons.
Belphegor. And Caladeth. Lend your presence to our circle here.
But who is the witch that these college kids are trying to summon up? We see the 17th century witch being led to the gallows, and in an over-the-top performance enhanced by thin brows and massive lashes, foreshadowing the historical accuracy, she mentions a specific date.
Upon Walpurgis night.
Walpurgisnacht is indeed celebrated on this date, and in German folklore, on this night it was believed witches would gather in the mountains at a great Sabbath to dance with the devil, though here she is apparently addressing the people of Lancashire.
You will hear me now, you good men of Lancashire.
Initially this led me to think of the Pendle witch trials, until this happened.
I am Marguerite of Drodomain, born 1618, died by the rope 1648.
So not only did the Pendle witch trials happen in 1612, before she was even born, she bears the name of 15th century accused witch Marjorie Drodomain, who was also known as the Witch of Eye and was burned at the stake in 1441. They still seem to have ran with the Pendle trials, however, mentioning 10 witches hanged.
Saw 10 of us dance upon the gallows.
10 were indeed hanged in the Pendle trials, and she also goes as far to blame King James for her execution.
My liege lord, James I of England, saw fit to have me hanged.
King James possibly could have had a hand in influencing the Pendle witch trials, having even attended the earlier North Berwick witch trials in 1590, then going on to even write his Demonology in 1597, which also then speaks of witches entering the service of the devil, where he then gives them his mark upon some secret place of their body, leading back to our film title Mark of the Witch. So it appears these witches have imbued power. This film surprisingly gets marks for lore, history, if inaccurate, and the craft. You can find it yourself in Prime Video, which is where I found it. Check it out in the links below. Make sure you follow me on socials for some extra content, and as always, please hit that subscribe button, like and comment on this video, and keep up to date here on The Witch Way.